One of my favorite things in this hobby is dealing with brands that I haven't worked with before, or brands I haven't reviewed, or products I haven't reviewed. And one of those brands recently is Tacray. They've been, sort of getting a little bit of social media attention recently here on YouTube and other platforms. And they make a range of interesting sort of tactically inspired pens, primarily from metals and things like that. And I have a couple to show you, but today I'm going to show you this one. This is a ballpoint pen, it's Zirconium. I'm going to talk about the parts and features of this pen. I'm going to do a writing sample, and then I'm going to talk about what I like and what I don't like about this particular ballpoint pen. I really like ballpoint pens. I'm putting that out there right at the start of this video. If you're not a ballpoint pen person, look away. I really quite like them. If I can't use a fountain pen, for whatever reason, I would rather use a ballpoint, because for most applications where I can use a roller or a gel, I might as well just use a fountain pen. So this is when I can't use a fountain pen, addressing envelopes, things like that, unless you use some waterproofing, but for everyday use, a ballpoint is a great option. I've been carrying this one for a few weeks now, and I've got things to say. So a big thank you to Tacray for providing this for review, as well as a fountain pen, which I'll be showing you next month. It's a very interesting pen. It's got some extremely cool features, so let's talk about it. So please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, and consider becoming a member of this channel, where for a small monthly fee, you'll get early access to my videos and things like priority comments. But right now, let's talk about the Zirconium ballpoint pen from Tacray. So here is the Tacray ballpoint pen, or more precisely, the Zirconium alloy EDC pen with Damascus titanium clip. This is the packaging: simple cardboard sleeve over a nice plastic, sort of almost tactical kind of style case, which opens up, and a little bag with an extra O-ring and spring, which is great. The bag, the little slip the pen came in, and this is the pen. So as I said, this is a Zirconium alloy EDC pen with Damascus titanium clip by Tacray. This is a ballpoint pen. It's got a nice simple knock on the end. Today I'm going to talk about the parts and features. I'll do a very simple writing sample, because a lot of that comes down to what refill you actually end up putting in your pen, and then I'll talk about some pros and cons. Okay, starting at the top of the pen. As I said, it is a ballpoint pen with a knock. This is a nice quiet knock, but the action is really satisfying. It's got a nice sort of spring to it, shall we say. And then you get to step down onto the barrel of the pen, and the barrel is mostly cylindrical, the entire pen, which is great. A little line there, and then we get the clip, which is screwed in. A couple of nice screws there, and this is the Damascus clip, so you can see the Damascus texture of that material. It's nice and polished. It's got these diamond features on the end, which tie in beautifully with the diamond version of the pen. There's a couple of different finishes you can get. So this is the diamond version. And then, yeah, we get the barrel, we get that textured diamond section where the pen opens up to, replace the refill, and then the cone end and the opening where the refill comes out. It is a fairly heavy pen. It is CNC machined from a solid zirconium alloy block, which has like a denser weight than titanium and aluminium and things like that. And the Damascus clip there, which I think is absolutely beautiful. While it's quite stiff, it's sort of functional over most sort of material, because it's got a nice sort of little slant there in it. This is a layered patterned material with like wave-like grain, which is naturally made through the fabrication process of that style of material. Damascus steel materials sort of being well used in things like knives and stuff like that. So as I said, it is a ballpoint pen. We open this up, there's a little O-ring on the end of the cone there to keep it nice in place. That spring that we get the replacement spare of. And in here is the Schmidt, I'm not sure how well the camera will pick this up, but it's the Schmidt Easy Flow 9000 Medium, which is a German-made ballpoint refill, which is really nice. But what's great about this is that it is a G2 size refill, not Pilot G2, but the Parker G2 size, which has basically been taken on as a universal size. And therefore a lot of brands use these refills, make refills compatible with it, even down to Fisher Space, having a little adapter you can put on the back of their refill so that it can be used in pens that take a G2 size refill. I don't mind the Schmidt for everyday writing. I can't complain too much about this refill. I think it works perfectly well. It's a great option for anyone, sort of, getting the pen and just wanting to be able to go with it. And then, when that one runs out, check out what you've got in your collection, what else works, and, enjoy whatever refill fits that you like. You can also get some rollerball refills in the G2 size. I suggest Ballpoints for this simply because it is an open pen, and therefore some rollerball refills will dry out a little bit if they're exposed to air. Okay, let's do a little size comparison. So I'll put the Tacray there in the middle. First thing I'm going to put alongside, just for the sake of the exercise, is the Tacray fountain pen that I also have to review. That review will be coming in a couple of weeks' time. Loving this. Really enjoying it. It's a bit of fun. So that'll go there. Then we get the tactile turn, the beautiful slate from their tonal range. Just for the sake of the exercise, Alamy All-Star ballpoint pen. And I'll also put here a Rytec Metal Up or Space Up gel pen, which is one that I've recently been using quite a lot. And then what is one of my favorite ballpoint pens, the Caran d'Ache 849, which is much smaller. You can see the Tacray fits nicely in terms of size. It's a little shorter than the Alamy and the tactile turn. It's a little bit longer there than the Caran d'Ache, just by a couple of millimeters. Shorter there than the Rytec. It's a nice sort of standard size, but what sets this one apart is the weight and the balance in the hand. As for specific dimensions of the Tacray ballpoint pen or the Zirconium alloy EDC pen with Damascus titanium clip, it's 130 millimeters long. It's about 10 millimeters in diameter, so it's a nice size, and it weighs about 40 grams. So as I said, it's a substantial weight in the hand. As I said, we'll do a quick writing sample just so you know what you will get if you get the pen. So we have the Tacray Zirconium alloy EDC pen, EDC meaning everyday carry pen, with the Damascus titanium clip. Now, there are a few options that you can get from Tacray in terms of, as I said, like the pattern and the materials and things like that. So jump onto their website and see what they have. I think this design is sensational. I love this sort of darker zirconium kind of material. I think it looks brilliant, and it's got a great, as I said, feel in the hand. This was provided with a Schmidt Easy Flow 9000 M medium refill. These refills write really smoothly. They're really well known for being a really solid, reliable ballpoint pen refill. I should say this is moleskin paper. If I'm writing with a ballpoint pen, I quite like writing on moleskin. I'm not going to lie. Anything more than ballpoint, forget it, but ballpoint is good on this paper. Now, in terms of smudge, that's a pretty fresh sample, so that is going to smudge. But if we, I'll leave one there for a second while I talk about maybe about the business side of this pen. So this pen retails for $129 US at full price. And as I'm filming, it is listed as on sale for $99. Now, this is as I said, a CNC machined pen from a solid zirconium alloy block. So it is a substantial pen. There's a lot that has sort of gone into this. The detailing of the pattern, the polish of the rest of the material, the beauty of the mechanism, all of that kind of thing. So, and including a Damascus titanium clip. So there's a lot that goes into it. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad price. I think you can get a lot of pens in this sort of vague style at around this price point. But as far as this one goes, I think it's a great option. It's solid, it's robust. I'll go into that in more detail, but I think it's a pretty good option. Let's now check that writing sample for smudge. And unfortunately, we are still getting a little bit of smudge off that refill, but there are refills that dry better and with less smudging. So as I said, the Parker G2 size refill that this takes, you can get many options from many brands the world over who make refills of this size. Okay, so what are my pros and cons? I have only one-ish con, and that is that the weight of this pen is really nice and the balance is good, like it's not back weighted. But generally, I prefer pens have a slightly more weighted toward the finger or the tip end, the writing end, just for balance in my hand. But this is perfectly fine. The other thing is that with any sort of metal pen, if you are prone to like pens slipping in your hands, this is going to be one. It's quite even with that sort of texture on it, it's still a little bit slippery. But I have lots of pros. Firstly, the material, it's very cool. Like the design, the look of the material on this pen is awesome. It's not just a standard black or silver, sort of got this gunmetal-y kind of finish, which is really great. As with the clip, like that little pop of color, that bluey purple sort of color of that clip really, really shines on this pen and makes a really lovely point of difference. I think the knock and the click of that knock is sensational. I love the feel of it, but I also love that it's not like clicky. I'm a person who will sit in a meeting or something and just sort of like click my pen. And while you can still hear that, at least it's not the obnoxious, like click that a lot of pens have. As I said, I think the build quality is fantastic. The seams are great. The use of the O-rings to secure things down is excellent. The clip is super strong and robust. The materials are all really robust and strong. As far as EDC ballpoint pens go, this is a really solid option. Like this will take a beating and will just keep writing. But for me, one of the beauties of any of these sorts of pens is the fact that because it takes that G2 size refill, it is a universal size, or not universal exactly, but it is, there are many pen brands that make refills that fit this pen. As I said, I often replace the G2 refills in my pens with the Fisher Space refill with the little adapter. I really like that refill. And so that is an option, and there are many options from many brands. Even Schmidt have a couple of different versions that they have, but look for a G2 size ballpoint refill, and that will be that from a brand or a pen that you like, and that will be a lovely fit for this. So it's certainly an interesting pen. I think it's quite beautiful and it's extremely functional. It's strong, it's robust, it's got a nice weight to it. All those things I sort of said, I think it's got a lot going for it. So once again, a very big thank you to Tacray for providing this for review, and stay tuned for the review of their fountain pen next month. What you can do though, in the meantime, is you can like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, hype, all that kind of stuff, and consider becoming a member of this channel. But right now, please enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.